Well, good day there, folks. TK Tex 1 here on Sunday. I think it's about the 17th, 18th of June. Just out on a ride with Michael Ross online, and we've just taken some real nice twisty roads up here to Tyalgum, where we've just stopped and had a bite to eat, and we're heading off down in the direction of Wollumbar on some roads that Michael hasn't been on before. Yeah, just testing my Sony camera, TX5 series camera that I used to wear in my old helmet, and see how that goes up on the tank. The fair idea there's going to be a bit too much shake on this. I'll be interested to see how it turns out. But if this one... It's been a glorious morning, about 10:30 just at the moment, and we headed off from McDonald's at Nerang at 8 o'clock this morning, about 8:15 by the time we got on the road. And it's real mild, probably about 20 degrees, just beautiful sunshine coming through, and the rainforests have all been like this. Beautiful rolling hills, and these roads, being a Sunday, there's not too many people around, not even too many bikes we've seen this morning, so we've pretty much had the roads to ourselves. Absolutely gorgeous. There's some of you who may have watched some of my videos in the past, might have picked up on the fact that I changed jobs end of last year, and after 20 years with one mob I ended up leaving there, time to move on and try something a bit fresh and new, and ended up working in quite a busy shopping centre down here on the Gold Coast. But I have to say, that really wasn't what I was looking for. The job itself, certainly the people were wonderful, absolutely wonderful. I still can't get out of there. Even if I just go to do a bit of banking now, it takes me about 2 hours to get out of there, just catching up with everybody and having a chit-chat. It was actually 2 months ago I left that job, and just decided to have a real break. So I haven't even been all that serious about looking for work for the last couple of months, 8 weeks or so. And boy, do I feel like a new man now. It's been a fantastic break. Just sort of getting up. Every day's sort of been like a real cruisy weekend. I mean, I'm 52 just now, and basically been banging my pipe out, working since I was about 17. Full-time all the time. Sort of been between jobs here and there for maybe a couple of weeks, but that's been about it. And this is the first time in my life I've actually just stopped. I mean, sure, I've had holidays and I've had long service leave and gone overseas and done all those sorts of things. But after time, you're just as busy running around trying to get everything covered on your holidays as what you were when you left work to go on the holidays. So, you know, I've often found I've got back and really just had a couple of days to get the washing done, and you're back to work, and it's all a bit of a distant memory. But this 2 months off, I tell you, I'd recommend it to anybody. It's just been so refreshing. You know, like the old Simon and Garfunkel song says, you know, no deeds to do, no promises to keep. And it's just been great. I think probably the one thing that struck me the most about having this couple of months off has just been the absence of stress. You know, I'm not about to throw a big pity party for myself here. Beautiful farmlands and dairy and beef around here. But, you know, you can sort of put in the long hours and take on all the responsibility and all that sort of stuff in your professional life. And it just, I don't know, I guess it's an accumulative thing. You know, you're building up stress and stress and stress and pressure. And that kind of becomes normal. I guess what I've really noticed since I've had this break, and I mean the first couple of weeks I really needed time just to settle down a bit and, you know, take the pressure off. And it's just been awesome, you know, just to be, you know, just to get up in the morning, usually get up fairly early, go for a nice walk along the beachfront or around the Gold Coast where I live. You know, sort of come back, have some breakfast, watch a bit of news maybe, and quite often just jump up on the bike and go for a bit of a run around the place. Usually just by myself, you know, go and get some coffee here or there, or run down to the Gold Coast. So really for the first probably, I don't know, 6 weeks or so of this break, I always intended to have a couple of months of this. And I really even didn't get too serious about looking for work. You know, I sort of put myself on LinkedIn and all of those things, but wasn't really serious about doing too much of anything other than having a break. But I guess the other side of it is too, you know, I've been watching my bank account slowly subsiding, and there's nothing else coming in much really, so sort of been time to pull the finger out just lately. I'm actually waiting for a phone call tomorrow. I had a bit of a chit-chat with some people for an interview on Friday, and they said they'd get back to me on Monday, which is tomorrow. And hopefully that'll go through, and I'll start working again over the next week or so. But boy, I tell you what, I mean, when you've been on the go for such a long time and it's all been go, 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 stress, 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 you know, flying here, flying there, doing all of these sorts of things, you really, as I say, you know, when you just stop and suddenly realise, okay, I've got time here to smell the roses properly, boy, it makes a difference. I really can't stress how much I just feel like a completely new man after this break. You know, I just realised I said I can't stress enough how relaxed I feel. That's that's sort of like a what do they call it? An oxymoron. Tell you what, it's not bad, eh? Southeast Queensland down into northern New South Wales, middle of winter, middle of June now, and just a beautiful day. Guess one of the other reasons I'm hoping this job comes through tomorrow is works on a roster system. Shift work. I know Big Bill Chicago was talking about some of the roster systems that he's on at the moment. I have done roster work before, so it won't come as too much of a shock. But yeah, it's sort of like 5 days on, 5 days off, 5 nights on, 5 nights off with, I think, 12-hour shifts. So you sort of smash all the work out in one big hit and then have a week off and then come back and do it all again. So I actually, I think that will work for me. I mean, I'm certainly no stranger to doing long hours and 12-hour days and all that sort of silly nonsense. But never with the benefit of having a week off between each go. It's sort of more or less been like, you know, do your 60 hours and then come back after the weekend and do it all again, which isn't much fun. And it certainly isn't a management position that I'm going for. It's more of an entry-level position, which again, I don't have any ego riding on that. I've done the whole corporate sort of deal, and quite frankly, I'm proud of what I achieved. And I certainly got to tick a lot of boxes I didn't necessarily expect to tick from a professional point of view. But yeah, I don't feel the need to go back and do all of that stuff again just because I can. You know, there are certain moments, like when you're out riding like this with people like Michael, you suddenly realise there are a few more important things in life, as far as I'm concerned anyway, than you know, career and profession alone. It certainly helps me being single, where I don't have to, you know, the concerns of having to raise a family and all that sort of stuff. I did all that stuff back when I was married. So yeah, hope this job comes through. I'll let you all know, of course, how that goes. But with those weeks off, I'm quite sure I'll manage to get a few of these sort of motorbike trips in. Maybe start doing 2 or 3 day trips around the place and just stay at caravan parks and whatnot. That'd be real nice. Anyway, folks, I'll sign off here. We're going to head out, ride safe, and best wishes to all. I'll see you all soon. Cheers.